All right, everybody. It looks like that we are live now, ready to go. Um, I do need to fix some of this audio, so let me make sure that everything is working. Since this is the first time that we're going live on YouTube, it's another beast. Sweetheart, babe, can you go on YouTube and make sure that how the audio sounds, please? Yeah, we're live right now. Can you turn on the audio, please? Huh? But do you hear double me, or is it one? Only one? Okay, perfect. All right, guys, so today we're going to talk to three very awesome people. We're going to talk about personal branding, social media, and we had a friend ask a specific question about how to start having confidence to, begin doing what you want to do. So I'm just going to bring in Phoenix first, and then we'll go from there. Phoenix, what's up, my brother? I can't hear you. Let's see, let's see. Okay, on the bottom left of Zoom, can you hear me or no? Phoenix, can you hear me, brother? There should be a thing on your bottom left that it's like a little audio symbol of your Zoom call.
Hello?
There we go, dude.
Hey,
Hey, man, what's up?
good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Just first time doing this, so I have no idea how it works.
Yeah, neither do I, dude. You're in this. We're in the same boat. Like, what's it called? So, like, when you stream to Twitch, there's this thing called Streamlabs OBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using the same software to stream to YouTube, but it's a completely different beast. That's why I was like 30 minutes late, and then
Oh,
it was so hard to figure out, how to set this all up. So I'm in the same boat as you, brother. But what was your question that you want to have us chat about briefly today?
like I was wondering how to get confident so I could branch out because, like, on things that I am passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to talk about, but with strangers and new people, it's very hard because I'm more introverted.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
what I'm gonna ask you two questions, okay? The first
yeah.
question is, why do you want to become more confident?
So I could be able to reach out and expand my horizons. And also, when I, because my ultimate goal is to open a restaurant. So like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can't like don't have confidence in my own branding, I can't even suggest people or get people to come to my restaurant, or like when I make it, or if I could even make it for people to see my goal and what I want into it.
Okay, and my second question is, what about people in general scares you, right? Or makes you feel like you're unconfident? Because from our conversations, right, it sounds like you are extremely confident.
Well, it's like when it's usually one on one, it's easy because there's not like too much, so it's easier for me to slowly get used to talking to different people.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, in a public setting,
yeah.
usually there's a lot of people, so then sometimes there's group or crowd. It's very hard for me to jump in because I don't know when I could jump in
And let
or
me ask you another
when I get.
question. What is the worst thing that could happen? let's
Uh,
say there's a big group, right?
yeah,
And then you're like, okay, they're all talking about, the latest, the finale of Bleach. Big group, right?
yeah.
What is the worst thing that could happen by you jumping in? Worst
Usually,
thing, dude. Worst thing.
I feel like I miss the timing and what they're trying to say, and
Yeah.
then I say something that doesn't relate to it, but still like Bleach, but doesn't relate to the point that
Okay,
they're
so
talking
what?
about.
So what? Let's say I'm having a conversation with my friends about Bleach, right?
Hmm.
You jump in and you're starting to talk about Tokyo Ghoul. What's the worst thing that can happen? I laugh at you. I say, what the hell are you doing here? Who are you? Right? I
Yeah,
say that to your face. That's the worst. That's like the worst thing that can happen, right?
yeah.
Okay, then what?
Usually, like if that situation happens,
Yeah.
I just cower and then just walk away because usually from like I feel like starting middle school, I started becoming more introverted, so then
Yeah.
I get scared and it gets harder for me to approach new people. So then the only way I was actually able to make friends usually it was through group projects in
Okay.
the beginning.
Yeah. So, but what? Why? My, sorry, my phone is buzzing. My question is like, what is the worst thing that could happen? Let's say that you do try to be confident, you step out of your comfort zone, and you jump into a conversation. What is the worst thing that could happen? I'm trying to work backwards here. So just answer in a very simple way.
Uh, Probably I get my feelings hurt. I
Yeah, your
guess.
feelings hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
It's like if I get my like when I get my feelings hurt, I
Hmm.
just shut down and then
Yeah.
try to avoid it,
Yeah.
and then go
No, but
find somewhere to just be alone.
I feel you, dude. So like, and I ask you these questions not to seem like a dick or an asshole. I'm just asking you cold
Yeah.
questions, right? But
Yeah.
from my experience, right, and like I always had to train myself to be more confident when I was younger and stuff. What I learned is that in life you have different wants, right? Like I asked you first, what is the main reason why you want to be confident? Your main reason why you want to be confident is what? So you can start a potential restaurant in the future.
Hmm.
So you can create this amazing business and this amazing path for yourself, right? From your passion, which is cooking and culinary things, right? Versus your other want, which is for your feelings not to be hurt, right?
Yeah.
So when you put it in that perspective, right, you have A, which is your restaurant, your dreams, your passions, and then B is your feelings getting hurt. Which is more scary to not happen? At the end of your life, let's say Phoenix in 50 years, right?
Yeah.
This Phoenix never had his feelings hurt, right? Never ever. His feelings were
Yeah.
never hurt. And then you have a Phoenix here, his feelings got shit on, right? His feelings got destroyed. But he was able to start his restaurant. He was able to connect with 20% of the people that he talked to. But every single one of those 20% loved him. They loved his food. They loved his restaurant. They loved the aesthetic, the vibe, the culture, everything about it. Which Phoenix would be happier?
I'd say at least the restaurant because the one that never got his feelings hurt would still be full of regret for not being able to at least accomplish what he hoped for and dreamed for.
And whose feelings got hurt the most? Who hurt Phoenix's feelings the most? If that happened, if he never started his restaurant, who would have
Himself, I
hurt Phoenix,
guess.
right?
Yeah.
And so once you understand, the whole reason I say that is because once you understand the reason why none of this truly matters compared to this, right? Then you realize this is nothing for this.
Yeah, like I was trying to see like find a way to gain more confidence because also when I have to open when I open my restaurant, sometimes I have to make the tough calls and sometimes I feel the way I was raised it's very the way my family is. They just want it one way, and then I was always too scared to speak my mind.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. And I'm gonna say this. I think you're very lucky because a lot of people are very scared to have their feelings hurt, right? A lot of people, dude. And you're not
Yeah.
alone. I'd say every single person in the world starts out that way, right? But the amazing thing that you have is something else that this doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what's important, and not a lot of people have that. So as long as you see this every day, anytime that you're in a circumstance like this, that doesn't matter. Okay, but all of this is all that like, yeah, I'm motivated, let's go, right?
Yeah.
But let's go through actual steps that you can do every single day, you know, that you can build your confidence. Okay? And the best way that or let me ask you this. What are things that you do, Phoenix, that you do knowing that they are to take care of yourself?
I usually keep to myself and then not try
Sorry,
to
Phoenix.
involve.
Phoenix, give me a second. Sorry, brother. Well, I'm upgrading right now, and my face isn't being shown. My face isn't there. See, Phoenix. Right now, many people would consider this live a fail. You know what I mean?
Like you
My
see
face,
me,
dude.
but it's just we don't see you, the main, like the
Right, but you know what?
this is
You
your
know what?
YouTube channel.
And guess how many people will make fun of me for that? Guess how many?
But those,
It doesn't matter.
yes, they'll still hear your voice though.
Right, but it doesn't matter that I didn't do it perfectly, right?
Yeah, because it's your first time. It's like there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But so many people are even scared to do the first time, you know? Like I would have never, if I had never done this thing for the first time, I would have never learned how to fail like this. But I would have even considered a fail. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if my main thing is to make sure that the live is good or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then I would have never done it. And look, let's see, my face isn't showing. Easy. That means that I just need to add a media source, right? In my OBS. Let's see. Video capture device. Bam. See? Let's see, right there. Let me mimic what it looks like in Zoom. There we go.
Yeah.
See? You know what I mean? But I would have never known how to do that if I didn't try to do Twitch.
True.
Right? And so, but the thing is, like, it's a lot easier when you're 5 years down the road. When I first started something that scared the shit out of me, it was so scary. Right? So that's what I want to recommend to you today, Phoenix. You have to figure out things that scare you, even incrementally. Okay? Every single day, and you do them. You do things that make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's why, like, since I'm a cashier, occasionally I'll try to, like, do my best to spark up conversation as they wait for the register to ring them up. I just try to do a little small talk and whatnot.
Okay, what else besides just directly related to talking to people? What else makes you uncomfortable? Every single day. What are some things that make you feel like weird or iffy? Small things.
Trying to, like, deal with confrontation, and either if it's like fully involving me or like partially, like I'm partially involved, like I'm not part of it, but like somehow I'm involved. Usually I try to stay clear from it because I'm uncomfortable. Like, and also I never was raised to like figure it out as like, or like learn how to solve it. Mostly it's I have to cut it.
Yep.
Like I just have to stop doing it, and then that's it.
Okay,
So
but the,
then,
the the thing is like this, right? Like, let's say that I wanted to get in really good shape, right?
mhm.
Everybody's answer on how do I get, or let me ask you, Phoenix, how do you get in good shape, brother? Tell me what to do. Tell me what
It's
to
like
do. Tell me what to do.
everyone does it differently because of
Mm.
how different their metabolism is and how their mindset is.
Right.
For me, I just try to work out that I feel like I don't feel
Okay, you
very
said workout. You
lethargic or
said work.
tired.
You said workout.
Yeah,
Right.
work out and
Okay. Okay. So
probably
so most people would answer exercise.
yeah,
Right.
exercise and proportioning your meals. I
Right.
guess.
But most people don't understand that working out is maybe 20% of it.
Hmm.
There's sleep. There's stress levels. There's water intake. There's there's
Also, like the mindset.
right mindset. There's all these other things that you can work on that directly go to that goal. Okay, so if your goal is to become more confident, to talk to people, to be okay with confrontation, to be okay with feeling uncomfortable, you don't have to only do that 20%. You don't only have to talk to people that make you uncomfortable. So, for example, right, let's say it makes you uncomfortable, like small things, dude, right? Super small things. Like, let's say it makes you uncomfortable. You like taking hot showers or cold showers?
I like both actually.
Okay. You don't think cold showers are cold?
Uh, Usually, like when I'm still sleepy and
Yeah.
like I have a long shift,
Yeah.
I use cold shower to wake me up.
That's
And
awesome.
if I have like a slow,
Yeah.
relaxing day, I just take
A hot
a hot
shower.
shower to
That's
just
awesome. Okay.
relax.
So most people they would feel uncomfortable with a cold shower, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing you can do. Basically, you want to find things every single day, and they can just be 3 or 5 things. Small, dude, super small. That make you feel uncomfortable and consciously make the decision, make the choice to take an action that makes you feel uncomfortable. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me. I'm gonna do what I did on the Twitch yesterday. Give me 2 things that make you feel uncomfortable that you'll start doing every single day. You're dude, but the
Um,
thing is, you have it in you, bro. A lot of people who are like, not. I'm not saying you're scared, but there's some people that are scared and they want something, but they don't act. You say, I want to create videos on TikTok. I want to edit them. Dude, you're posting.
yeah, because like it's for the beginning, I just thought of it just to do it for fun,
Yeah.
and then like after talking with you, like to use it to set as a brand gave me more ideas and made it more fun for me to do and gave me a lot of ideas on
Yeah.
how to do it and how to set it up. So
And okay, give me
sometimes
so
finding the right person,
TikToks.
right
What
time.
else? What else?
Yeah.
What else?
Uh, I'd say probably trying to be more like voice my words. It's like if something
That's
like
too
doesn't seem
broad. Too
right,
broad. Too broad. Too broad. That'll happen naturally, dude. That'll happen naturally if you just go through this exercise.
maybe slowly get comfortable with dancing in public because sometimes there's music at my store. It's
Yeah.
fun, but like I feel uncomfortable dancing
Okay,
because
okay.
people
So we're
could
gonna
be
do this.
watching.
We're gonna do this, okay? How many shifts a week do you work?
Uh, three to four.
Okay. Every shift, I want you to set a 3-minute timer. And you're gonna dance the whole 3 minutes, even if people go into the store. And closing shifts and opening shifts don't count. Like when it's just you in the store, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So if a customer walks in, what do you have to do? I'm being totally
Like
serious. You have to keep dancing.
either
No, no,
like
you have to
dance
keep
and also
dancing.
help them.
Of course, you help them, but bro,
Yeah.
you're like, right? But like, you don't have to be like crazy, but you can just vibe, you know? And they'll be like, they'll either be like, this guy is awesome, or what the hell is this guy doing? Or, hey man, I came in and saw you dancing, and it put me in a good mood. Shit, I've always wanted to dance too randomly. Can you do
Yeah, it
that?
feels it's like seeing people be able to do that, like there's no one in the world. It feels like it's it's awesome. So then it's like, but I feel uncomfortable because I'm always like very timid and stuff. So
Right.
it was
But
always very
I
hard.
also want to let you know this because I've been able to be around a lot of high level people mentally, right?
Hmm.
When you're younger and your mental is not that powerful, your mind is not that powerful, you see someone dancing, you're like, what a weirdo, right?
Yeah.
High level people, when they mature and they understand what it is to be uncomfortable and do what they love, they're like either like fuck yeah or I wonder why he's doing that. Huh. So high level people, the ones that you want to be around, they either love it, accept it, or are neutral about it. The people who you don't want to be around with judge it or look at it weird. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So can you do those two things every single week?
Yeah.
All right, brother. I always see you in chat, so we'll always talk. Okay.
Yeah. Always.
All right, bro. Yo, also, thank you so much for all the advice that you've been giving me. And it's nice to meet you in person, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for like helping me out with streaming and stuff like that. It's been
Glad to help anytime.
yeah, all the PC parts are finally here, so we'll build it tonight.
Can't wait.
All right, Phoenix. Yeah, I'm streaming tomorrow if you want to swing by.
Yep.
All right,
See you
bro.
then.
Thanks, dude. Later.
Bye.
See. Oh, that's awesome. It's great to hear people who have awesome aspirations and dreams like Phoenix. I met Phoenix, like a week ago. Literally on Twitch. I just started streaming on Twitch. And every single time I have like 5 to 10 viewers, and every single person adds to the community. And it's been a great experience so far. It's really taught me that, like being in the social media space, I've always focused on the numbers, since that's what we kind of do for our clients. We always focus on the numbers. We always focus on growing to a certain amount of followers or reaching a certain mark by a certain date. That's always been our goal. But recently, because we've been able to hang out and talk and work with Eric Fung a lot, which is a person that we love working with and the person that we look up to, he really emphasizes the power of really cherishing every single relationship. And even though your goal is to build a certain amount of following, if it is to build, if it is the ability to reach a certain amount of people, never ever do you want to forget that you need to create true and forever lasting relationships with almost every single person. I know, babe. All right, guys. Let's bring in the next person. Will Richards. I've been talking to Mr. Richards for over a year now. So, and we've never met in person. So this is a great opportunity for me to connect with people that have been in my community for a long time that I've wanted to speak with. So yeah, Will always talks to me a lot about cryptocurrency, about social media, about just things that open up my mind that I don't really talk to about with anybody else that I know in real life. So I appreciate him. But let's see if he can get in this. Let's see. Hopefully Will can come later. Let me check my YouTube right now. See if anybody has any questions. What up, GC? What up, baby?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what up, bro?
Making
How you been, brother?
this.
Good to see you. Dude, I'm so excited for the pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Yo.
Get that sleep, bro.
So
Give it a-
before we
Yeah,
start,
make that sleep.
GC, why don't you tell the solid 6 people watching this stream right now what it is that you do and what you're doing with your company right now.
Alright, so I currently run a streetwear label here in Sydney, Australia. And right now we're just trying to grow our audience, and working on a winter drop at the moment, which is going to come out pretty soon. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that. And I've met obviously Min before, because we set kind of work together and kind of helped me out a bit as well. So yeah.
Awesome, brother. And I know I appreciate you jumping on. I wanted to see if you had any questions about where you were right now, or if you just wanted to talk, hang out. I do have a strategy that I do want to run over with you.
Yeah.
But if you had any questions beforehand, let me know.
Yeah, I had something that I want to talk to you about as well, but we'll wait for later.
Okay.
More like private, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, when you asked me like to give you a question, I was
Yeah.
trying to think like what's something that like that you can't just really ask anyone.
Mhm.
Like because there's so many questions you can just figure out yourself. I guess.
Right.
I was trying to think like what's something a bit that I guess I would want to know right now. Like that's relevant to me at the moment.
Mhm.
I guess like right now because of like COVID and all that, I'm kind of thinking like what do you do in your day to day at the moment? Like what are you doing to like stay motivated and like just driven all the time?
Yeah. It's tricky, bro. Especially like for me, like the gym is like a very important part of my life. It helps center me every single day. And to be honest, my workouts of late have been absolute crap. Right?
Yeah.
So
I was fully working out as well, and now I've just stopped.
but they're opening gyms next week, so that's a
Yeah.
good sign. But the thing is, going off that, I had to look deep and figure out what it is about the gym that motivates me so much, right? And that's
Yeah.
the ability to constantly have growth.
Yeah.
That's like my desire. That's my main thing that I focus on, right?
Yeah.
So basically, to motivate myself, I had to figure out other ways to grow, because like growing on TikTok or growing on Instagram and growing my mind by reading or whatever, right? Or trying to do a one-hand push-up or handstands or whatever, growing.
Yeah.
So that's how I always felt motivated. In the moment that I stop having mediums or platforms to grow on, like literally and metaphorically, that's when I become unmotivated. So lately, I've been trying to learn how to grow my brain when it comes to like live streams, like YouTube and Twitch. I've tried to grow my brain. I'm building a gaming PC tonight and for video editing, which is super dope. I've always wanted to do that, right? But I think it's just finding out what the core thing that gives you fire is, and then being okay with diverting from left to right once in a while.
Yeah.
What's your like main desire? I know we're very similar.
Like obviously, business, like having that ambition to, operate and grow businesses.
Right.
In the future. That's something that, like, I feel like right now, I'm in a stage where a lot of what I want, like the things I have to do
Mm-hmm.
to grow businesses are like not necessarily the things that I want to be doing, but it's just necessary. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, kind of tedious and like just things that have to be done.
Yeah.
I feel like once I get into a point where I'm fully operating and like I'm busy all the time doing these things, that's when I'll be like thriving the most.
Right.
That's when I'll be able to like handle it best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, like the things that are like what you said makes perfect sense. Like constantly growing, that kind of like motivates me as well. Like seeing growth, and like that's the thing with the gym, right? Like you can see yourself progressing.
Yeah.
But sometimes in business, you can't really see it. Like you don't really know where you're heading towards. You're kind of just like doing it, but sometimes you don't really see the progress.
Right.
But yeah, like so yeah, that's something that I'm not really like struggling with it. I'm just trying to I'm just thinking about it more and more.
Of course,
like,
dude. And that's the time to think about it. A lot of people, and that's why you'll be very successful. You see, a lot of people, they wait until they're at the rock bottom, right?
Yeah.
until they start trying to figure out shit. So, like for example, like 2 weeks ago, I was trying to figure out how to set up this entire Twitch stream, right? Because I've always wanted to bring all my audiences from everywhere and create this awesome community on Twitch, right? While playing freaking video games and creating another stream of income from it, right? So, you know when you were a kid and like you had like a brand new video game, or whatever, and you just like sleep didn't matter. You could get 3 hours of sleep. You wake up and you're like lit, right? I'm freaking lit, right? And you wouldn't sleep until you died, right? So I had that same mindset and that same energy when it came to setting up this stream, right? And then, but at the same time, I lost everything else that was important in my life, right? Stopped working out for 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks, bro, right? I stopped working out for 2 weeks. I stopped. I stopped working out. I didn't eat well. I slept for like 3 hours every single night. I didn't put energy and plan a date with my girlfriend, right? I didn't call my parents. I just threw every single thing out of the window, right? But at the same time, that makes me a lot of who I am. I go like balls to the wall with random ass shit. And I always go all in. Like even in poker, I go all in like too much, I think. But I win. In poker, I win. And I think with that mindset, it's like I caught myself before it was too late. I was like, okay, I'm putting so much in the stream. I get it, but you can't leave other parts of you that are important.
Yeah, I think that's like I get that as well. Like once I start something, I just have this need to just finish it. So yeah, I think that's really good that you just go all in, like in anything that you do, because I guess that's what will make you successful in
Yes, sir.
what you're doing. Yeah.
And but let me ring you after, okay, bro? You said you had something you wanted to talk about later, right? Probably.
Yeah. What was it that you were gonna say?
Oh, right. Because I've been checking your TikTok, and you need to be posting more, sir.
My personal or?
Yes, your personal and for your brand.
Oh, you found it on TikTok?
Not bad, but are you guys on TikTok? I tried to find it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
No. Yeah, we are, but yeah, we haven't been posting.
Let me see. What is it? Not bad, right?
Not about you.
About you.
Yeah, we need to post more.
You gotta post more. People love this. People love this kind of stuff on TikTok, bro. You have 2 videos that did pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just procrastinating, bro. Like, just thinking about how to make a good video rather than just posting stuff.
I know, brother.
Yeah.
I know. But do you have any questions about TikTok specifically?
Well, like, what do you think? Like, the thing that I think about is like, because I see so many brands just trying to like promote themselves.
Yeah.
Like, how
do you choose content? What to make?
Yeah, like the way I see it is like just do stuff that's like just incorporating like normal life into it, rather than just fully like this is my brand or whatever.
Yeah. So
I guess how do you portray your story? Like, how do you story tell for your brand? Like,
that's the thing with TikTok. You don't have to story tell yet.
Yeah.
Right. Make people fall in love with you. Make people fall in love with your boy.
Yeah.
Your friend, right? It's you and your boy, right?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the shirts, dude.
Yeah, that's what I realized as well.
You know, like it's not about like the fabric. It's about what the fabric means to someone. Like when people wear a screen printed PlayStation shirt, they feel some type of way. When people wear a screen printed Star Wars shirt, they feel a different type of way. But it's the same ink, it's the same material, right? But when it comes to the content on TikTok, what I would suggest is you and your boy have to sit down and understand what not about you really means, right? Like, what are you guys, right? Figure that out. Then consume content and you'll start to see trends. Every trend is then transferable to what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Make sense? Like, let's say, just consume like 30 minutes of TikTok a day. You'll start to see trends, and you'll be like, okay, this guy they did something creative, right? The trend is like creative in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So in 15 seconds, maybe you show how you design the print on your track pants, or not track pants, your shorts. You know, you just consume and then you take those trends and then you add it to what you guys have going on.
Yeah, cool.
That's what I wanted to share with you, the TikTok, because dude, it's still, you can still grow a lot on TikTok, man.
Yeah, I've been on it. Yeah.
Good, bro. Yo,
Appreciate that.
WhatsApp's the best for you, right?
Yeah, it's probably the best way to, like call.
I never check on WhatsApp.
Oh, really? Yeah, I never used to use it. I only downloaded it like 2 months ago. What's the best for you? Like,
iMessage.
Oh,
You have
do you
iMessage?
work overseas? Yeah, I have iMessage. Is it
Okay,
better
text
or-
text me, bro. It's the same number.
Yeah, I can do text.
Yeah, iMessage because I can text on my computer.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Cool.
All right, bro.
Let me
But
know
thanks
when you get
thanks
the-
for being on the first live, dude. Appreciate it.
It's good, bro. Thanks for your help, bro.
Of course,
It's always good
dude.
talking to you.
It is, dude. You know I'm busy, so it's hard to always catch up.
Yeah, I know, bro. Just let me know when you get the gear and we can catch up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And then I'll text you. Just text me on iMessage.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Alright,
dude.
good luck.
Thanks, GC. Peace, bro.
Peace.
All right, let me see. I have been neglecting the YouTube people in here. My bad, my bad. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see who we got. Who we got in the YouTube chat? Who do we have in the YouTube chat? And Will, who's next? My friend. I will get to you soon, brother. Sorry, Genius G. I'm not trying to neglect you, brother. We got CJ in here. What up, brother? We got Genius G. C Taylor GHN1. We have Guac, my brother from Vietnam, who's actually in Germany, I think, right now. TikTok Gasha and Dark X Zio Asakura X. I love the handle. All right, let's do some TikTok auditing. Let's see. Genius G says I just uploaded a TikTok video and it sucks. Genius G, what's your TikTok handle? Genius G, what's your TikTok handle, brother? Alright, Genius G. Let me see how to do this real quick. Window capture. Alright, let's see. TikTok Genius G, right? Genius G. Alright, let's see what we got, brother. Let me see. Let's hit Genius G with the truth, alright? Let's see. Ooh, wait, let me see. You guys ready? Let's see. Hey. Hey. Okay. Not bad, brother. Yo, let me see this. Genius G, I can get you in this live if you want. I can get you in this live if you want, or we can just do it without your face in it. Up to you. But what did you guys think? The other people watching this, would you watch that content? What did you like out of it, and what would you make better? I have my thoughts for sure. But what would you guys change, and what would you guys keep? Cool video, good presentation. I'm gonna watch it one more time. I love it, bro. It's actually, dude, I give it an 8 out of 10, bro. Dead ass. But this is what I would do. I would do this, bro. So let me ask you a question, Genius G. If you saw a guy, right? He was all swagged out, right? He had, I know you love Kid, but let's say that he had Louis Vuitton drip from head to toe. Okay? I'm just being nice. Honestly, bro, it was like a 6.5 out of 10. But some of my content is like a 5. So it was good. So let's say that this guy was dripped out, or this girl was dripped out from head to toe in Louis Vuitton, right? You have someone there, right? Versus someone who they're wearing all black, but they got one statement piece that is one piece of Louis Vuitton, right? Which person would stand out more, like in a good way? I guess I'm not really explaining it right, but I'm gonna explain my point. The one piece of Louis, right? Exactly, dude. And I give that example for a couple reasons. The first is I love the transitions, bro. I really do. I think transitions are awesome, but you're using them every single second. Do you know what I mean? You're going transition, little effect, transition, little effect, transition, little effect, transition, little effect. So the transition ends up not being as cool because you're using it so often, if that makes sense. And I get it. You're trying to keep the audience engaged. You're trying to, give it freaking fire, which transitions do give, but I think you gotta use it a little bit more sparingly. Also, you gotta mix it up, dude. So all of right now, it's just different angles of the shoes. It's different angles of the shoes, and then transition. Different angles of the shoes, transition. I think that's hella dope. But you gotta add some different kinds of movement just besides camera movement. For example, keep a still camera movement, but put the shoes on and walk in them, right? Edit that in. So then you got movement of the shoes and you got movement of the camera plus transitions. So that combination gives you a little bit more diversity than just transition, transition, transition. GC, I appreciate you hopping on in the chat too. But if that makes sense, let me know, dude. Also, I love your logo. I love your logo a lot, but I would put it at the end. Because on TikTok, the audience retention is so important, right? Audience retention is so important because that's how TikTok's algorithm works. The longer someone watches a video, the longer that video will be pushed in the For You page or the Explore page, right? So if you put it on the first, right? If you put it right away, half of the people that would have loved the video will swipe away because they're like, what the heck is a Genius G, right? Even if you saw Nike a lot of people would swipe away because they don't want to see a brand. They don't want to see a brand right away. Versus an amazing commercial, an amazing ad by Nike, just do it, whatever. And then at the end, they have the little swoosh. That's more powerful than, hey, this is a Nike ad, and then they show the ad, right? You got to show the amazing piece of content. You got to make people feel emotions. You got to make people feel associated with whatever content you're putting out. And then, bam, you put the logo at the end. I think that's more powerful. So yeah, more sparing on the transitions. Mix it up with the different kinds of shots that you're taking. I love the After Effects. I love the little the electricity. That's freaking dope. Sick, bro. All right, finally. I've been neglecting my man Will. So sorry, dude. Hey, Will.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, brother. Good to finally meet you.
Good to meet you too.
I'm sorry that you've been waiting. I've kept screwing up like the live stream OBS. You know how it is. What you working on?
Just syncing up the new server I got in.
Nice, dude. What just sorry, explain to me a little bit more about that. I'm pretty like, you know, what sometimes when you talk to me, dude, like I'm like, damn, I wish I could understand. And then I do a bunch of reading on Google, still can't understand. But what do you mean?
Yeah, so I got some new hardware in, and I'm building it out to do some more blockchain development.
Wow.
So the blockchains are actually kind of difficult to download.
Uh-huh.
It's got all these, it's a chain of events that happen. So typically, when you download a new copy, you have to like replay all those events from the beginning.
Okay, and I know a lot of people like, and I need a refresher course. Can you explain a little bit about, because people know what Bitcoin is, people know what like cryptocurrency is kind of, they know it's like a deviation from fiat, right? But for like in let's say 3 sentences, how would you describe what blockchain is? You can have 4.
Gosh, it's a computer-controlled. It's a multiple computer-controlled record.
It's a multiple computer-controlled record. Record like you know, vinyl disc jockey, or
like record, like accounting, like
okay.
bank account record, like or it could even be records like social media. Like
okay.
My name, a phone number. That would be a record.
And whose computer does it use it? Whose computer does blockchain use? Multiple.
That's where the multiple comes in. Like my computer here, I wanted to be shady and said, "Oh, I want to change his phone number."
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go and change it. Well, all other computers would look at it and say, "This computer's breaking the rules, yo. We're not even gonna listen to it."
Yeah, and why should people learn more about blockchain?
Well, it's had more uptime than the ATM network since Bitcoin's been running.
What is uptime?
So, like, you know how like Facebook went down during, and YouTube goes down.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's hardly ever been down because there's so many different computers running. Like when one computer goes down, another one just slides right in.
How many years until cryptocurrency replaces? I'm not going to say fully replaces fiat. But okay, so right now payment systems is like credit cards and cash, right?
Yeah, well,
and online payments.
Some Asian, like China, for instance, they have the DCEP, and so like when you're using like WeChat or Alipay, you're already in their back end. You're already using a cryptocurrency. It's state-run.
That's crazy. So my question was, in let's say next year, 2021 versus 2030, What percentage of transactions is cryptocurrency, in your opinion?
A lot more. More like be a little generous. I guess 20%.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
and
I think it'll be around 20%, which is significant, dude. That's a lot of
yeah,
transactions.
well, yeah, and there's most people don't realize like how many transactions there are in the world. It's just
Sorry,
massive,
20% in a year or in 10 years?
in about 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. Right now it's like what, like point something? Point small,
less than
small.
less than a percent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is still
because I'm
significant.
yeah. Well, when I look at transactions, I look at also like car notes or stocks. I think stocks will start like some stocks for some companies are already on blockchain.
Yeah,
So that's like the weird thing about it is you can put like just about any asset you want
right.
on it.
It's crazy.
Now, how
Um,
effective that is that varies depending on what you're
and
doing.
sorry, a question that I had, right? Like, I understand cryptocurrency mostly from just being like a currency, right? But I know there's different forms of cryptocurrency. Like, there's contract types, and there's
Yeah.
educate me and the audience, a little bit more about that and like what the differentiation between those are.
Yes. So like in the blockchain world, you have, or technically, if you want to be more expansive, the distributed ledger world. So like any kind of record that's running on multiple computers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they mean by ledger. Um, you can attach all kinds of craziness to it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of states now will let you register corporate stock using a distributed ledger.
Jesus.
So I can issue all my shareholders, over Ethereum or something like that.
Yeah. So it's just it can be like a different form of stock, right? Isn't that a lot
Hmm.
of a lot? Isn't that a way that a lot of cryptocurrency businesses like or companies raised money? It was, right?
Yeah. It's also a lot of scams around money too. But
Okay.
very
Have you
real.
heard about the new battle? What is it? Battle Royale cryptocurrency, or where you can bet cryptocurrency on a video game, like while you
I've,
play.
I've seen a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm working on something like that and
Ooh.
trying to stay on the legal side of things
Okay. Yeah.
because if you do a tournament,
Yeah.
as long as you stay within certain things, there's some gray areas and stuff, but as long as you meet mainly two legal conditions,
Yeah.
then you're not considered gambling in the majority of U.S. states.
Wow.
So,
Or you
some other
host it in
people,
Puerto Rico.
yeah, you let them pay and
Yeah.
enter,
Yeah.
and then they consider not gambling according
Oh,
to
if there's an
the
entry
rules.
fee,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
There's some tests about like because like a tournament is considered like a game of skill, you know.
Right.
'Cause if you
Mm.
win playing a video game, it's usually because you're good at it.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, dude. I've been getting way more into gaming again. I'm building. I know you would find it exciting. I'm building a PC tonight,
Yeah,
right?
fun.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy because I've always been a Mac person, right? But looking at the specs and trying to understand and learn more about like just computers in general, like, dude, and with like Apple, for example, you go from like a 4 core to an 8 core, right? Processor that'll cost you an extra $1,000,
Right,
but on
right.
PC it's an extra $120. You know,
It's a lot more stiff competition. Apple's like, this is our little
in our little bubble. I mean,
sandwich.
Apple is great. Like my girlfriend and I were debating about it because she has a really powerful Mac desktop, and it's like she has the same specs as the PC that I'm building, but it's integrated into a 5K monitor. So that's like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
The,
You know?
the aesthetics and how things just tend to work
Yeah,
on Apple products versus PC, it's kind of like War of the Jungle. Sometimes things
I
don't
know.
really
Cause like
connect.
I'm gonna have this big. It's gonna look awesome with LED lights and everything, but it's gonna be pretty
Yeah,
big. And then I have a separate monitor versus she has the same specs, the same power, same graphics card inside like a one monitor thing. You know? So that's pretty cool. But you had a question, I think. What was your question?
Yes, I did. Okay, so there's a lot, especially right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the right balance between like where I stand on issues, like in society,
Yeah.
and how to balance that with my core brand and not let them conflict too much, even though I'm like the same person,
Yeah.
you know. And also sometimes not really saying anything and just listening to other opinions. You know?
And why do you feel like you have to, do you want to speak out or do you feel pressured?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to say, but in some ways I feel pressured to be silenced, you know, in the sense of people are so emotionally charged right now that I have very nuanced views of things.
Yeah.
So usually I get hated by everyone, you know, if they just listen to, like, if I do a tweet, it's usually not enough to like include like my full thought, you know.
Yeah. Because it's like, what,
And people
150 characters?
yeah, it's like like some of these things I could write like a whole novel on, you know. It's like, oh, what about this subtle thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, it's just a really charged time. I feel really supportive of people,
Yeah.
you know. And I've spoken out some, but I'm kind of like going like, should I be a little more quiet? Should I, you know, because there's times to speak out, but if I speak out too much, then I'll be diluting away from other stuff that I'm doing, and that helps people too. So that's just as important, you know.
I know, man.
So
And this is gonna, you want to hear my answer? My answer is I don't know.
I don't know.
Dude, because I think everybody has that same internal discussion.
Yeah.
And
It's like how.
dude, trust me, bro. Because like I want to say stuff too, right? I have a lot to say, but I have a lot to listen to, and I have these platforms. They're not enormous, but they're platforms, and I can talk to a good amount of people. But
Right.
I'll post a story about, yes, Asians are with Black Lives Matter, right? But that doesn't even, what does that even mean? Do I know what that even means? But I feel pressure sometimes to post things that, I like yes, I want to say something, but what I will tell you, or what I would tell my girlfriend, or what I would tell my parents, I won't be able to talk to someone for 3 hours and explain my viewpoint and have a discussion.
Right.
And that's the thing about social media. You post one thing and then there's so much that comes back with it, which is why I've been really making an effort to actually start over when it comes to social media, kind of. Because with Instagram, with TikTok, I tried to reach a certain number as fast as I could, because I knew it would be good for business. 100% it is, it's great for business. But when I look at like communities that are the strongest in the social media world, they spent freaking time with as many people as they could. And I want to do the same thing. But it's tricky. I want to do the same thing now, and Twitch has really taught me that. Like I have 5 people that come to my stream every day, but I cherish the heck out of them, They don't have to be there.
Right.
But I have 50,000 people on Instagram, but how many of them do I truly know? I only talk, the people that I talk to besides people I know in real life, like when I think of people, it's you and maybe like 10 other people out of 50,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, what kind of community is really important? And like, yeah. But to answer your question, dude, I don't know. I think it's just a discussion that you have every day. But at the same time, know that it's okay to be silent. Being silent does not mean you are against whatever, that you disagree with whatever. I have a lot of very best friends that are Black, that have they have powerful voices like in their communities, but some of them choose to speak out, some of them choose to stay silent. I have a lot of close white friends that choose to speak out, some choose to stay quiet. every race, dude. But the people that are staying quiet, it doesn't mean that they disagree. You know, so people that say
Right.
that, you know, I get where they're coming from. If you have a voice, you should use it, but not everybody wants to talk.
That's true.
So it's okay
Yeah.
to be quiet. It's okay to be quiet, but if you truly want to affect change, if deep down that affects you and you want that to happen, affect change, but in your own ways. Some people like to talk about it, you know? Some
Yeah,
people
I feel
don't.
like my free speech stance is probably something I should focus more on because that gives minorities a voice, you know,
Right.
even though it's so controversial.
It's so controversial, man. Especially right now.
It's
And I'm very fortunate. I've always been, especially with the race card. Because Asians can't really do wrong. You know? We have it good on both sides. You're ethnic, you're diverse enough to say, hey, bro, I'm not being racist, dude. You know? But you don't look so different than white people that you're like, oh, dude, I don't get any of the benefits.
Right.
So I've had it good. But it's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
But just know it's
I've seen
okay.
a lot
It's
of
okay to
examples.
listen. It's okay to listen. It's okay to observe. And if you truly want to enact change, and you might not, and people who are listening might not, I might not, someone else might not, but at the same time we might. But we can affect change in our own ways, you know?
Yeah, small little acts too.
Small little acts, dude. Small little acts or doing things that you don't need to announce. Dude, I know, oh my God. Have you seen these videos? I gotta find these videos. I know Jess sent me a few. It's literally huge influencers, huge, right? Massive when it comes to following. There's behind the scene videos of them with a BLM sign. They hold it up. The professional cameraman takes 2 photos and they go like this and they put down the sign and they walk out. Crazy, dude.
Fake.
Fake. And there's some people that ask one of the contractors if they can borrow their drill bit. They go like this with the wall, with the plywood, take a
I think
photo,
I've seen that one.
take a photo, right? And then, so tell me, bro, because they'll post that photo.
Yeah.
But what kind of voice is that? You know what I mean? Like everybody has their own way. But at the same time, you could also argue like, damn, maybe they don't believe in that at all, and they just are doing it for the clout. But by them doing that, maybe it creates a positive reaction in 3 kids. You don't know, right? Out of the 2 million people that watch them, maybe 10,000 of those people are like, damn, yo, that's sick. I'm going to go do that because I truly believe in that. And if they're doing it, I have the confidence to do that. You could have both arguments,
Yeah.
dude, you know? Because, like, our reaction was like, oh,
That's
what
what
a
I'm saying.
fake, what a joke,
It's
dude.
so nuanced.
What a joke, dude. Right?
Right, and we don't know their backstory.
We don't know their backstory, dude.
Like maybe their mom was in the hospital. and
Yeah, maybe their mom was in the hospital, or
their-
maybe
their
it was
job wanted
uncomfortable.
them to take the photo.
Right, maybe it was uncomfortable for them to march in a dress, so they put down the sign, they changed real quick, then they got back in. You don't know, dude. You know,
Exactly.
or maybe they went home and had like
Maybe
a
like-
acai bowl, and then edited the photo and then posted it. But them posting it might have created a positive reaction from 10,000 kids.
Right.
So, I think that's life, though, dude. There's always different perspectives. So there's no right to answer your question. There's no right answer, you know.
Yeah.
But I know everyone struggles with that, especially when it's in the limelight.
Yeah.
Like, what's your stance? You know. I don't know. Like, I can't voice it. I can't voice it in a tweet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm in a place where there's a lot of assumptions. So
I feel you, dude. But so tell me about the projects you're working on. I know you're working on a lot, dude. But are there like 2 that you're very passionate about, super excited about right now?
extremely excited about. a lot of them kind of tie together, but I've been trying to figure out how to do social media over distributed ledger
I know, bro.
at,
You've been talking to me
at,
about that.
at Facebook scale,
Okay.
which is like, if you ask most people who are in the industry if you could do that, they would say, yeah, totally, and they don't know what they're talking about, probably. Or maybe they're just being enthusiastic, or they would say, no, it just doesn't scale well yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So, but explain to people, because if people are watching on YouTube, and I'll repurpose this later for Instagram. What does it mean to have social media on a distribution ledger?
Yeah, a distributed ledger. There's some interesting properties of that. If I say something, then as long as that ledger doesn't change, which most of them are what they call immutable, they don't change,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no one that can stop my free speech. Like no one.
And this is a question. This is a question that I've asked you when you told me about this project. Is a social media without a governing body, without a higher power, have a chance for success? And the other 7 people that are watching right now, what do you guys think? Does it have a chance for success? Do you think it has a chance for success? I mean, yes, because you're working on it, right?
Yeah. Well, the weird things that we're trying to do is we're trying to create what they call in blockchain space called governance.
Governance, okay.
So it's not like a central body. You can have central bodies, but it's run by everyone on the network. So all the users, they all get a vote. So they all get input. And then so we can have this big computer election process for any upgrades, any changes.
And who's the one doing the upgrades?
Whoever is a member of the system can submit an upgrade.
How are they going to pay someone to do the upgrades?
The upgrades, the way the payment will work is from each. Let's just make this easier to explain. Like, let's say every hour, some new coins are issued. Yeah. And so
out of thin air.
Yeah, out of thin air.
Okay.
And then we say, okay, these are your coins.
Okay.
And then you hand them to those people.
So it's basically it's like the same argument as there's no intrinsic value in Bitcoin, right? Like that?
Yeah.
So you're creating okay. But let me ask you this, right? Let's say the first communities to ever exist in humanity, right? Let's say cavemen, right? And everybody gets a vote. Why is it that the only ones that survived were ones that leaders stepped up and had to take roles of the hunters, of the gatherers, right? And direct people on where to go, where they should be, what they need to do, their responsibilities. Why is it that no community that was all equally governed ever survived?
Right. There's like mob rule. There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah. So don't you think the same thing will happen if it's a equal-based social media platform?
That's something I worry about. That's something I'm trying to like design around.
Yeah.
Different incentive structures and stuff, and because there's a lot of aspects.
Because it sounds like you're the governing body.
Initially, yeah. me and the other founders we're gonna start. The approach we're gonna take is we're gonna have like a parent-child kind of relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're gonna form a corporation and be very heavily centralized and have a very strict roadmap where you say, okay, we're decentralizing this.
Yeah.
Here's proof.
Yeah.
And then let's test it and see. And then okay, let's go to the next step. And then we're gonna open up this thing. Let's test it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, let's roll it back.
That's awesome.
That whole process will have to continue over and over again for each layer. Because there's.
And what would people post? Like, what are people posting?
So that's where the really tricky part comes in, because people could post anything. Because creating like a standard,
Mm-hmm.
posting different stuff.
So what
And
if
then
what
you
if a
have-
guy posts a video of a crime?
Exactly. That's where the tricky part comes
Yeah.
in.
And who's
It's
the
like-
one to say yes, that's okay?
Right.
The people? The
No
people?
one.
Yeah.
No one and everyone. The way I'm thinking about doing that is adding an additional layer on top. So the really gross stuff is still there,
Yeah.
but no one has to necessarily share it. So
Hmm.
it gives people freedom of choice. And then on top of that, on your device, each person has like their own.
But do you think everybody
okay,
has the
app.
power of choice? Like what if a 10-year-old sees that?
In that case, we wouldn't have a choice, but to give them a choice because, like, I don't even have to worry about that because
So then you would fight against like governing bodies, right? Because they'd be like, "Yo,
Well,
take this shit down."
To even get listed in the App Store, you have to have mechanisms to protect children based on certain criteria. To
Okay.
begin with.
So then the
Yeah,
governing
have your app
body
right
is the
there.
App Store.
The App Store setting the standard,
Mm-hmm.
and parents are setting the standard. We're also going to let parents give input,
Okay.
and children give input.
Uh-huh.
And then from that, we're going to use groups of people who then filter the content. So instead of censoring the content, it's filtered.
Hmm.
It's there. It's just it's in the world where you can't see it. You know, it's like the internet now. You have like the internet, and then you have like the deep web and the dark web that you don't see.
And I'm just gonna be, play devil's advocate, of course, right? Because
Yeah,
if
sure.
you can answer my questions, then easy, right?
Right.
So let's I'm gonna compare it to like a politician, right?
Okay.
This politician, let's say that she is pro world, right? She is all her clauses, all of her projects that she wants to enact when she becomes president is all surrounded by the environment, right?
Okay.
But as she slowly moves to the top, right, she becomes Secretary of State. Then she becomes Vice President. Then she gets endorsed by the current president, right? By the time she finally gets to the top and is endorsed by the president, she has had to say yes to so many cuts to her original environmental plan that it no longer is what she thought about it at all. So my question to you is, do you think as you get this to be massively adopted, will you know that there will be major cuts to your idea, and it will no longer be decentralized? And I'm telling you, the only way for that to even happen is if you were a trillionaire, and you could create your own community.
Right.
In my opinion, that's the only way to get mass adoption with something like a project like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tricky. And you have to know like the hard parts about this whole system. And you will encounter those. So what's your answer to that, Will? Dude, so many people like let's say you'll get this. Yeah. You'll have, what does TikTok have? 1 billion users. You'll have 1 billion users, but by the time you're at that level, I think you would have to have said yes to a lot of things that were not originally in the plan. And by the time you're there, let's say yes, this project gets to the end, it won't be anything like what you foresee it is right now.
Probably. I mean, that's where a lot of my like whole layering thing comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So isn't it just the same as any other social media platform? Isn't it just a Facebook?
No, because the base layer is there, and so we're not really competing with them on certain things because, like Facebook owns your content.
Right.
You don't own your data.
Mm-hmm.
They can't offer what we're offering.
What are you guys offering?
You own your data.
What are you guys offering? Just full ownership?
100%. Yeah, we could never fully 100% censor, your app.
But see, their trade is this: we own your platform, whatever, but you can use all our tools.
Right.
So how are you going to fund all these tools that people will be able to use? How will you fund the servers? They spend millions of dollars on servers every month. Millions. Where are you going to get that money from?
Probably more. Probably billions.
Billions, dude. Where are you gonna get that money from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know
These
one
are
of the
just
things
real.
I'm
These
trying
are
to
just
work
real
on.
ass questions.
Yeah, well, I have enough to get enough, like a first user base going,
Yeah.
you know? And in the case of Bitcoin, the miners funded a lot of stuff with the anticipation of future stuff.
So you need
So we can
marketing.
rely on the witnesses. We
You
can
need
rely on the
marketing,
witnesses there.
branding. Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm trying to do is trying to create like a robo token. It's not for the user, but it's for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you use the app, your app on your computer or your phone is generating robo tokens. And those aren't for like earning monetary value. They're just when your phone, let's say your phone is plugged in and you're not using it and you're on Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
then your phone can go in and run some tasks for the social media network and then get some robo tokens. And then if you collect a lot of those robo tokens, then you can get rewarded in our actual currency.
Okay.
As part of like your staking.
For me, it sounds too. It's very complicated.
Complicated, yeah.
And dude, like me as a person,
yeah.
I know social media. I'm very good at social media, and I know I know a decent amount about crypto. So,
right.
But even with those two things, this idea, parts of it, I'm absorbing some of it's going over my head. So imagine like a 15-year-old who is the majority of social media, them trying to understand this concept. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why I told my co-founders and my team, my other team that's helping us build this, is we're not going to focus on the cryptocurrency aspect. It's not even going to be. It's just you sign up. It's a social media. You know, we're not saying, oh, well, tokens this, tokens that.
Yeah.
If you want to learn about it, it's there. You know. But trying to hide all that functionality as much as possible, and let people just see
the top
their
layer.
Activity.
Yeah.
Their activity, and focus on like content discovery, content aggregation, bringing in new users.
Yeah.
And then once they're familiar with the app, then you can start giving them incentive and let them start seeing that hey, you've been generating incentive while you're here. Oh, by the way, you know, it's worth $10.
Yeah. Well, let me know, like, as you move through the steps. I'm curious about how this, you know, or how all of it would turn out in each step of the process. And the thing is, maybe you'll pivot, maybe you won't. You know?
Yeah. So I expect a lot of pivoting.
Yeah, of course, dude. As with anything.
It's a pretty ambitious project. I've done the math a lot. It's like this is impossible, but I have all these ideas that make it somewhat feasible. So I'm like, yeah, someone has to give it a try.
I feel you, brother. Well, keep me up to date with it, all right, brother?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll show you the PC as we build it.
I look forward to it.
All right, dude. Nice to meet you in real life, or not real life, digitally.
Well, nice to meet you virtually.
See ya, man. Thanks for your time. Peace, boy. Alright, guys. Let's see. I know I should have engaged the chat more. So, you know, I'm trying to learn a little bit more about how this whole live stream thing works. Like, for example, right now there's 2 mins. Let's turn off one of them. Not that one. Let's turn off another min. But yeah, guys. So it was super cool. Thank you for joining our first live about social media, personal branding, and how to, you know, really use social media to your advantage and create a platform for you to share your message or whatever projects that you're working on. I'm going to do this every single Thursday at 8 p.m. So make sure that you just send me any questions that you might have, and then we can go over them. I'm just trying to do a live coaching and figure out ways that I can become more connected with the community that we've built over the last, 2 or 3 years. Because I think that, as I said, we were always chasing the number. Well, not always, but it was a big focus. We were trying to hit certain marks and obsessed with growth. obsessed with like growth strategies and stuff like that. But now I kind of want to start over and really get to know every single person. Well, not every single person, but know a lot of the people inside of my community and what people are genuinely curious about, so that at the end of the day, we can all positively affect each other and spend our time and energy on projects that we care about. I'll tune in on Thursday, 8 p.m. This is a great way to connect with your people. Thank you. Of course, dude, thank you for tuning in. Barber Johnny. Definitely coming back next Thursday. Awesome, CJ. Yeah, guys, CJ, Barber Johnny, Genius G, anybody else inside of this chat right now. Yeah, this is the first episode. This is just the beginning. I like when it comes to our business, I've any kind of consulting or coaching when it comes to my knowledge base has truthfully always been for my closest friends, my best friends, for work, for business, if it's like paid coaching, or it's mostly been either that or that. And now I kind of just want to be able to talk to a lot of people at one time. And because I know a lot of people have these questions, and if I can address these questions in a more detailed format across 2 hours every single Thursday, I think over time that will help a lot of people. And my hope is that as you learn these things as well, you will empower other people with the knowledge that you have, so that they too can do the things that they love and the things that they want to do. So I'll see you guys next Thursday. Send me questions that you might have onto my DM on my Instagram, and I'll make sure to compile them and then see which ones flow together and make sense together. So thank you so much to Phoenix, Will, GC for being in this live, for being guests, and thank you to all of you that tuned in now and in the future that are watching this. So I'll see you guys next week, okay?